Marcus, you said to me at Kings Lynn you wanted to see the back of December, although that was a 0-0 draw. What a way to start 2019 in January, and what a win that was. You looked excited, so were we.
Well, yeah, if you're going to put on your Christmas list to play your local rivals in the first league game for over 8 years and win in the 94th minute, yeah, you'd be... a
bit vocally there.
Well, no, I got a bit of a chesty cold. But no, it's a fantastic day for everyone associated with Kettering. And with regards to the result, put that to one side, it's a fantastic day for Rushden as well. I mean, we will play each other at their place. And to see the two sets of fans against each other again, to see a lot of old faces. I've just said to the other sources of media, we do need each other. You think of Kings Lynn here last year on New Year's Day, it was 1,000. It was a great atmosphere. I think both sets of fans accommodated themselves really well. I think the security and the staff, the playing staff, the management staff of both parties, conducted themselves in a professional manner. It's going to obviously be emotional, and let the pitch do the talking. And like any derby, lots of things happening, lots of incidences and dull moments. It needed a few things shaken up here and there. And I think it's a credit to everyone involved, and obviously having the scoring the winning goal in the final minutes and winning the game, we're obviously going to be happy about the two.
Yeah, we had everything, didn't we? We went to goal down, probably against the runner play at that time. We had 2 red cards, one either side. There was a bit of controversy. We had a dramatic equaliser, and then even a more, as you say, dramatic winner from Reese, who probably should have had a penalty in the first half. Yeah,
I mean, another one where you're looking and you're wondering, and obviously everyone jumps up and down and says he's dived. As like Saturday, when you look it back on the video, it's a penalty. So we're learning to adapt and accommodate and get over that. I think he's misjudged, he's mistreated at the moment. Fouls are fouls at the end of the day, and if he's too good for the opposition and getting caught, then it is what it is. I don't care. If it's 6 penalties a game, a foul is a foul, and it is what it is. And people are jumping up and down, questioning. But we go through the videos. Quite clearly on Saturday, he clipped the back of his heels. Now the ref said they come together. He was a yard ahead of him. So how that's happened, I don't know. But getting back to today, I felt we dominated possession. Admittedly, they gave us the possession.
They had some play, didn't they? They conducted themselves. I thought quite well. It wasn't a bad performance.
I think. The word on should we say the word on the street is we're vulnerable on the counter, or we're vulnerable when we have too much possession of the ball.
Vulnerable from set pieces.
Yeah,
and can't defend.
Yeah, so teams generally
crisis. What crisis?
Teams generally will want to nullify our strike force, and make life very difficult, which they do, and they did. And look, I'm posed to, if they think our Achilles heel is set pieces, which we are working on continuously and trying to get set up. That's why we brought Stanners in.
Another good game from Stanners, wasn't it?
Yeah,
the man for me, though, was man of the match, Kettering Town. What performance again.
Yeah, I mean, he's come in on the back of Richard Lavery. It was Richard hung his hat on him, said side him straight away. We needed mobile centre-halves. And he's come in, he's been... don't mind the pun, but he's been the tower of strength.
The old one's not the best, Marcus.
Yeah. So fantastic, and give us that foundation. We've learned to become a bit more patient and not panic. Even if
did you panic when 1-0 down? It was a good goal from Hicksy, wasn't it?
It was a good strike. I'm a bit disappointed with the way we give the foul away, and then we didn't close quick enough when they win a 2v1. Excuse me. So I wasn't overly happy. And then once that happens, it's a domino effect and the extra man comes through. But we knew Nathan's got that. He scored a fair few for us. He would have enjoyed that moment. Just before that minute, I was weighing up the change in the shape. I was concerned about the extra number in midfield by going 4-4-2. But of course, being pushed at 1-0, it's you got to change it. Otherwise, it's just going to go through the path. And I'm a firm believer that changes can go for or against you in a very short space of time. But the advantage is that so we say my poker hand is the quality I bring on. It sort of swings it in favour that they can make a change, like it did on Saturday, bringing Marcus and Dan on.
This time O'Connor came on, didn't he? And you could see straight away.
Yeah, he's rolling centre halves. I think Adam become a bit predictable.
He was buffered a lot again, wasn't he? I was talking to him on the line, and he was disappointed with his performance. I thought he played quite well.
No, he did. What happened is they let Adam win the ball in the air, and they were sweeping around, and we weren't close enough. So we either continue with that and hope, which 4 years ago we probably would have with Rene, and probably not thinking we had anything to change on the bench. But I look round today, and I've got Aaron O'Connor, and then I'm actually thinking Aaron O'Connor and Dan Holman up top. Okay, I might lose a bit aerial, but there's going to be a lot of pace in behind. There's a lot of knowledge. They will hold the ball up. They certainly will turn the centre halves, and they did that. And that then puts them under a lot of pressure. They were trying to protect the lead, and it just seemed that extra man in midfield for them ended up being more defensive. And really, we're at our best when we're on the front foot. That end, the fans sucking us in. They get excited because we're getting exciting, and Marcus should have scored. Deck should have scored.
That header was a goal, wasn't it?
We've had lots of chances. Reece in the first half, Dan. We shouldn't have gone 1-0 down, but we did, and I think we warranted it in the end in terms of shots on goal. I would love to see
it. See it again. Put it on then, chaps. Let's revel in it. There we go. Unmarked.
Yeah. Well, I brought Dion in for his size and his aerial prowess. But what a great ball that is. That's a great header, isn't it? That's fantastic. But look at the quality. Aaron put a drilled a ball across about 30.
Kelly Evans gets so much height for a small player, doesn't he? I mean, he's out jumping everybody.
Well, he's a twin, and his twin can't jump for toffee. So he's obviously took the spring out of the two. He took the spring gene. He's been fantastic for us. He's a lad I've known since he was 4. When things get tough, say for me as a manager, and things are brought into question, you look out there and you want players who'll do that a bit more for you. Everyone's talking about the Pogba Mourinho thing, aren't they? And everyone goes to work, everyone does their shift. And if you don't respect your boss, or you haven't got time for him, then you'll only do enough, right? And that's any walk of life. When you respect or you believe in your peer and your manager, you do a bit more. And sometimes as a football manager, not always the best players, it's the ones who'll just do that extra 10 yards. And I look at my group at the moment, there's a few players frustrated with me in terms of their starting, not getting enough games maybe. But every time I've asked and called upon them and they've done their job, they've done it. I mean, dropping Ben Mills today was very difficult.
We're going to lose Richards, aren't you, for 4 games coming up pretty soon, I would have thought. Straight red 4. And then straight red with 3, won't it? And then
he's away as well, yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to lose him, so that'll give somebody a
so the Kettering Angel might step in. But 1-1, we're fully aware of Stourbridge at that time, so I told him not to be too cavalier. If it's a set piece, obviously we quite fancied him getting something. He obviously does. But no, I'm really proud of the lads to take as many points as we have over the Christmas period.
You mentioned Stourbridge there, Marcus, and they did draw 1-1 with Rushall. We're now only 1 point behind with 3 games in hand. Isn't it? It's incredible how over a week or so the results can change. We were 6 points behind, weren't we? And there's a bit of crisis going on social media now. We're only 1.3 games.
I think
that's football, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we spoke about it. Each week, every team's got to play someone, obviously. And then people can get a little bit carried away who's playing who. I think Andy Peaks mentioned it in his interview. He looks across the season for where the points are. We do in a similar fashion. But what builds pressure, or what builds pressure, is the timing of everything. We had a bit of a bad spell that allowed people to overtake us, or the deficit gets widened or whatever. But then we get ourselves back in order. Then Stourbridge today would have probably fancied beating Rushall, but an old friend of ours, Liam McDonald, ex-Kettering player, long-time player for me. Yeah, he couldn't have done us a job.
I suppose the next thing to sort of calm down really is for Tamworth on Saturday. We've had 2,147 in there in a rapturous atmosphere, a pulsating atmosphere. Tamworth, I don't think there were 2,000 there, but
no.
I mean, the players have to adapt, don't they, to the next.
And this
game.
Is where you've got to respect Rushden. As much as we have the local rivalry and the bragging rights and the journeys that the both clubs are on, You can't tell me there weren't a person here today, and the social euphoria build up and what's probably going to go on now. You'd take that all day, wouldn't you? Okay, we want to win every game, and we're not always going to. But for both sets of teams, when we go to their place, if you pull out that kind of support, that's equivalent to 4 home games, and that really helps both sets of clubs. Obviously, we're on different journeys. They've done extremely well over the years to get to this level, but I think this is the turning level now. When the clubs start going into sort of national scene, the type of players you've got to look for, and I think they're doing extremely well, and they're in the mix. It's going to be really tight for everyone who competing. They're all as good as each other on their day. As like today, they 1-0 up. They were asking us questions. We had to step up to the mark and win. So they're in with a great shout. Whether or not they'd want to step up that quick, I know we've talked about it over the 3 or 4 years. We're ready. There's no doubt we're ready to move on and get into that level 2. The chairman wanted me to do it within 2 years, which I've failed miserably. The old chairman.
Yeah, you said to me.
I said 3, so I failed it even on my own target. But every club's on their own journey and their own pathway, and we are, and we're getting things tidied up. Every day we're turning up at this club, things are changing. We're already now in the mix with the council for the ground. So, would it have been alright going up in 2 years' time? If we'd gone up, would we have had the day of today?
Who knows?
So, I think
could have crippled us, couldn't it? You never know.
Yeah, I mean, let's just respect the fact that last year we played Kings Lynn New Year's Day 1,000. Today we've doubled that by having Rushden here.
Second highest gate here ever at.
Yeah, because it was Slough, wasn't it?
In the final.
I think sometimes. You look at Celtic over the years, until Rangers got competitive, it was pretty mundane for them, wasn't it? And I think it's nice having that edge and having them in our division. It really does excite a few things and brings it all back. I mean, I remember clear as day watching Eisden score his 2 goals, his little celebrations, and Marcus Kelly nearly getting the biggest grass burn in January ever seen.
All sets it up for Easter, doesn't it? As well at their place. So.
Excuse me. Yeah, long way to go though in terms of what we got to achieve.
Would you like to win it there or win it beforehand? The league.
Well, I know how football can hurt you, and if you're going to walk into Rushden's ground and ask the Rushden fans, would you like to stop Kettering from winning it today?
Do that.
They'd be over the moon. And
didn't we ever take them from 2nd to 3rd place, or stop them from being runners-up? Marvellous.
I think you, like I said, let's just respect each other's teams, and I'd take that all day. Obviously, we'll take the result, but it was great to see every corner filled. It was great to have both sets of fans singing. The atmosphere was there. It went dull. Then the fans got themselves going. The players, both sides, got themselves going. And yeah, it's comfortable for me to sit here having won and say that, especially with the euphoria that we have in terms of how emotional we can get. So I'm pleased that we did turn it round, and we've turned it into a great day for Kettering Town and the fans. And you talked about Tamworth there. There's a little rivalry that I need to sort out. I'd like to get sorted. Yes. There's a few ex-Tamworth players who played for me at that time. So yeah, we'd
on their place.
Yeah, and we could have nicked it in the end.
That one, Brett, at the end.
Right at the end. That was just before Aldershot, and they played extremely well that day against us. I'm not sure how they got on today. So they'll be coming. They'll probably be looking at what they can do against us. Hopefully a few of the old faces might have enjoyed today. Looked at the quality that we do have, the game changers that we have. Changing shape, changing personnel, and Marcus Kelly, Rhys Honis, Dan Holman, Aaron O'Connor. You'd be happy to play level 2 with that. It's your strike force, and you've got Adam as well, and we've got, look who you bring in, Brett, Luke Graham and Ben Mills on the bench. We're ready. We've got a good squad in the competition. Well. Yeah, the back four look really strong and solid, and I quite like this ground in terms of the mud heat. Once we get it right in our head how we can do and what the opposition do against us here, and if another 20% fans can arrive and get behind us and bring back the old days, then there's no reason why we can't make it happen here.
Okay, Marcus, thank you much for your thoughts once again. Brilliant, well done, congratulations, all the plaudits. You know, a nice 2-1 win.
Very, very, January the 5th, was it 2004? 10, 12, 13? No,
11.
11, that's it. Very similar.
It was.
That last minute winner. I was looking for the linesman thinking, where's your flag? Please, where is it? So, fantastic.
Okay, Marcus, thank you.
Enjoy your New Year's Day.
And you too.